You'll notice each time that it's cutting over to this area, whenever we go back to Delfino Plaza, each time it does that, if you see a new thing that it's showing, it's just letting you know that there's another world available if you want to go play it. I'm just going to keep doing this level until we're done with it. We've got a little bit more ways to go. Starting with episode 5, this is probably the longest mission. This one took me a long time the first time I played. Petey Piranha strikes back. As you can tell, recycle bosses. This time it appears that the village area is the one that's been taken over by Petey, even though he's asleep. So let's see if we can't go and give him a hand, shall we? So we'll slide away past this. The reason that it's kind of water slide-esque right there, in case you can tell, is there is a water effect. Which the water effects look pretty cool in this game, actually. I like how they look. I'm just going to go ahead and take this pathway. It's probably not the best or fastest way to go, but I don't care. So in order to get up to Petey Piranha, there's, well, I'm a little bit far away from it. You can't see it right now. We'll get a little bit closer before I show it off. I think I gotta pick a different spot to go, like right here where there's a... Yeah, there we go. That'll do. As I was saying, in order to get to Petey Piranha, there's a rope right here that'll lead you up there. Can you do the wall jump tactic there? I think you can, but I'm not 100% certain. You might just miss it, barely, even if you can do it perfectly. So, it's probably just as fast to go that way, and you're pretty much guaranteed to make it unless you make a mistake on the rope. So I would just go ahead and say take the rope. It's probably easier. You don't really need to clear off the goop in this area, but you do want to at least have a little bit of clearance for whenever you have to start moving here. So do the spin thing a couple times, then you'll run into these enemies that will basically prevent you from using the... oh, hey, some extra water. They'll prevent you from using your FLUDD until you spray them off just by holding down the button and letting go. If you don't want one of these guys on you, just switch nozzles because they cannot get onto you while you've got the hover nozzle on. But you do actually want one of these guys. Just have one of them crowd you, switch over to your over-the-shoulder, aim at Petey Piranha. Hopefully one of them will not get in the way while you're trying to fire. And there you go. Now this fight's actually a little bit different from the last one, unlike the recycled paint plant thing. With Petey Piranha, he's not very difficult, but there is a little bit of a difference to him, and FLUDD will tell you this, thankfully. Because without, I guess you just have to figure it out on your own, which would kind of be a pain. So, go ahead and turn my screensaver back on. Petey Piranha will continually fly around, and the only time that you can knock him out of the sky is when he stops moving, which he'll stop at some point here. I believe it also helps to clear off part of the goop that's on the ground, because then he has an excuse to try to spray the goop, so that might be part of it as well. Once he goes down, he acts basically like he did in the other boss fight where he, was actually grounded the entire time. Spray water in his mouth, ground pound him, rinse, lather, repeat. Have the camera have a seizure while it went inside of Petey's mouth. Yep. As for the trick to getting Petey Piranha, because you can hit him while you're directly under him, but it's kind of hard with the first person, I would recommend getting onto higher ground somewhere. It could be one of the houses, it could be one of these things. It's kind of your call. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, he's over there then. No, that's not what I was doing. Yeah, I still managed to get him right there, but as you can see, it's kind of an awkward angle, which is why I would say go ahead and, try to get to higher ground unless he's not close to anything. He does have that tornado attack now, but it really does not do that much. It kind of just spins around in a random direction. It might get relatively close to you. If it does, it'll do minor damage, not that much though. It is still 3 hits for him, thankfully. They don't increase this. But the first time I played this, for whatever reason, I didn't think to get to higher ground, and so it took a long time to get the 3 hits on him, and it wasn't actually getting the hits so much as just trying to get him out of the sky. That took an incredibly long time, which was a tremendous pain, as you can well imagine. So head back up here. He also makes a noise whenever he's about to try to upchug paint. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He was behind the thing, I couldn't see him. So get up there, yeah, there we go. He started moving right whenever I was about to shoot him. Hey! Hey! Oh, I got you now. I messed up and I still got you. Somehow. Yeah, I knew I was going to take damage there, and I honestly am okay with taking that risk because we got him. We also almost completely ran out of water, so I would have been paying attention to that, but my microphone is right in the way of that, so I could not see it whatsoever. And the shine appears over there. I don't know why that specific spot. They just wanted to put it there, so they did. But let's go and collect it before I end up killing myself somehow, because I'd rather not do that. There we go. Shine. So hopefully at this point you're kind of getting a feel for how the mission works. Obviously, there's different things, there's different themes with each one because the mission or the worlds don't all look like this. But this one's pretty, I wouldn't say standard Mario, but it's a standard level as far as Mario Sunshine goes. Like, nothing here should give you incredible difficulty. Maybe getting Petey Piranha down and maybe the FLUDD-less level. But aside from that, you shouldn't have any issues dying here. If it's your first playthrough, you might, because I did have a few issues, in particular in this mission right here, Secret of the Dirty Lake, and not the actual FLUDD-less part of it. Because it wasn't just that particular level that was FLUDD-less. If you see Secret anywhere in the title, like Secret of Dirty Lake, you're going to be doing a FLUDD-less mission. And there should be at least one per world, so get used to doing FLUDD-less missions. Because, off the top of my head, like I said, since you have to do the first 7 missions in each world to actually beat the game, you are going to be having to do all those, because I don't think Mission 8 is any of those. Typically, Mission 8 is a red coin mission, which kind of sucks, because it's like, what's your reward? Red coins! Oh, great. Awesome. Outstanding. So yeah, Secret of the Dirty Lake. Anyway, I'd go ahead and do a double jump right here, and then just use the hover nozzle and just keep holding it down until it runs out. That should get you onto one of the logs, and then just bounce off the logs and head up here. Because all that Dirty Lake area right here, that's all poison. If you touch it, then you will take damage. You can go under the surface of it and not take damage, but the surface of it will do damage to you. This right here is a special type of nozzle. If you're doing the FLUDD-less mission, it probably won't matter, but you can pick it up if you want here. This is the turbo nozzle. You can press and hold R, and it'll basically just act like a super sprint of sorts. Obviously, it won't matter here. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up and save, because, you know, if you get it in one level, then it will allow you to use it in all the other levels if you can find the box for it, because sometimes the boxes will be grayed out otherwise to where you can't use them. Or they'll be kind of transparent, I guess is the best word for it. So if you see one, go ahead and pick it up, because you have to unlock it for the world, and then you also have to unlock it on the hub world for those, but that's a completely different way to do it, and you'll know it immediately once it shows up. Either way, on to another secret mission that is a FLUDD-less level. As you can see here, the platforms are rotating between blue and red. It's kind of an obvious pattern, shouldn't have any issue figuring that out. Just alternate between them. They give you a free 1-up right there, so if you can make it past that, it's pretty much a guarantee that you're going to get that 1-up. You need to do a wall kick right here to land on this. There is a little bit of a grace platform down there, and you can bounce yourself back up with a trampoline. So you're not screwed if you fall on that first one. Just keep in mind that you will have to get used to doing that. At this point, you can let the platform finish its way out, or you can just wall kick again. Obviously, avoid those things because they're designed to just sweep you right off the edge. You will have to get used to the physics on these cubes. You can actually walk up to the next area, like this one's turning left. You can actually go to where the top of the thing is earlier than you think you can. At least that's what I've noticed. Like, you'd think, oh yeah, if I go there, then I'm just going to slide right off. But a lot of the times you won't. The physics in this game are very weird at times, and those platforms in particular are one of the things that have very strange physics on them. So just get used to those being nice and weird for you. Why they're that way, I don't really know. Like I said, a lot of the physics in this game are just really bizarre. I'm in a really bad camera angle right now. There we go, that's better. And then just make a jump and you should be able to barely grab that. Remember, you can always do that little spin jump thing if you want, this, and just hold down the A button to go farther if you want. It takes a little bit of practice though, so just fair warning about that. It's kind of finicky. It does take practice, but there are times you're going to need that and it's going to be a massive help to you. Whenever I was clearing off the goop, I was using that spin on the ground. You could tell right there, I mean, it was tremendous help at that point. So, just keep it in mind for at least that, if nothing else. Look at these toads just like hanging around watching me. What's up, dude? I know we're not done here. Mario, are you using that FLUDD thing though? You can also switch the hover device to the X button. Yeah, I know, tutorial. Everyone on the island loves to do the box breaker. Just don't press the L button above to smash the box. Yeah, that's actually for some of the secret shines, but we already showed you at a ground pound. And not the secret shines, but the ones that are on the hub world. There's a minigame that you do that, where you're on a time limit. Now, I will meet you guys whenever we do the red coins, because I'll have to go back to that same secret area, so I will meet you guys there. Note that, well, I'll mention it when we get there. So, be right back. Alright, so now that we're heading back to the cave entrance, what I was going to mention is they do have that nozzle will allow you to zoom really quickly, and since this level will actually enable you to FLUDD, you could pick it up. Do not pick this nozzle up. Stick with the default hover and just the squirting nozzle itself. Don't take that other one. Can you imagine that thing allowing you to turbo dash being any use in this level? Because I can't. So yeah, don't bother. It's no complete waste of your time. Hover nozzle is going to be your weapon of choice here. I don't think you need the squirt nozzle for anything in this level. If you do, it's not coming to mind for me. First one you can pick up very easily and skip most of the little tricky stuff right there. The second one's right above the 1-up, so that gives you an excuse to go grab the 1-up. Right here, if you want, you can literally just jump and hover your way over, not even having to deal with that box. The third one's a gimme. Hopefully at this point you've got like at least 50 seconds left. If not, you're kind of screwed. Make sure you pick those coins up on the way, because while this box will come back down, I don't think you're going to have enough time for it to come back down and back up again. So you do want to get those on the first try. That will probably be honestly the thing that gets you the first time. So we have 3 coins left, 1, 2, and 3, so they are all in this area. I'm going to wait for these red ones to switch. Whoa, that was weird. So yeah, you can see the trick here is jumping whenever the platform that you're going to land on starts tilting. Oh, this is going to be bad. If you hold down the R button, you will stay hovering, but I always hate having something like that happen. There we go. We're okay. But yeah, I find that kind of obnoxious that like it just stops you while you're in the middle of a life-threatening jump. So that's kind of a pain, but what are you gonna do, right? That's kind of sad that I screwed up on the first FLUDD-less level without FLUDD, and then I didn't lose a life on any of the others. Or no, it was the red coins that I screwed up on the first one, but I didn't screw up on that second FLUDD-less level on it or the red coins. That was kind of sad, but what are you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad toads, bad toads. Alright, mission number 7. Mission number 7 will always be a Shadow Mario mission. In this case, it is Shadow Mario on the loose. This is very similar to how you hunted down Shadow Mario in Delfino Plaza. Just keep squirting with water, and eventually he'll go down. He's pretty easy to beat in most of the missions, though. Just make sure not to hold the button down all the way, because that's obviously a waste of time. So don't bother doing that. But see, he's already dead! He's already out! That's ridiculous! This calls for a sidestepping victory. You can also do something kind of funny here. I'm going to jump into this and hold down the R button while I'm doing it. Watch what happens with FLUDD's nozzle here. It's like gyrating horribly. It's just a fun little trick you can do. So 10 shines, we still have, let's see, 1 more for this level? We're not counting the 100 coins, remember. We did both the secret ones, and if you always want to check, there's a much easier way to check than the screen that's on the actual world. Go over here to your totals, and if there's any shines missing here, then that means that you don't have it, including where it says score 03, that needs to be 100 or else you don't have the 100 coin shine, so we're missing one more here. Where it's got the question marks, you should have 2 shines underneath that, because those are your 2 secret shines for Secret of the Dirty Lake and Secret of the Cave, or Hillside Cave Secret. Lastly, red coins of the lake. I hate this mission. This, other than the Petey Piranha one, the second one, it's probably going to take you the most time. This one is very time consuming, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. But we got to get it done because we're going for 100%. Wow, we got 8 lives? Holy cow. If you can get through the FLUDD-less levels and you're like picking up the 1-ups along the way as you go, you're going to have a ridiculous amount of lives by the end of it if you don't die a lot in the FLUDD-less areas, which is easier said than done, but it's kind of an interesting thing to make note of. Now, there should be a coin out on... It's in a weird area. Most of them are on the tight ropes, but there's one that's kind of out here, just in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, right over here. Oh, no, this one's on a tight rope. I'm thinking of a different one, I guess. But yes, a lot of these coins are on the little tight rope things right here, which means you're going to be doing a lot of bouncing into the air and whatnot. Let's go ahead and head over here. If you want to pick this up, this has the rocket nozzle. You can hold down the R button, it will boost you really high into the sky. I think the hover nozzle is a little bit more valuable in this case, though, because the rocket nozzle is not as... It's more unstable, I guess, is the best way to put it. It's not the easiest thing to use in the world, either. Is there a coin up there? No? Alright, then. Later on, I might speed up red coin missions if they get super long. If I end up falling off of one of these, which I probably will because these little wind guys get to be in the way quite often, as you can see right there, and they will knock you off the platforms typically, then I will probably cut back if I'm like really, really far back. The little things that are going on the tightrope, those little red things that try to electrocute you, they'll like make you basically where you're holding on to the rope, but they don't outright knock you off of the rope unless you're already holding on to it like that, so they're not near as much of a threat as the little wind spirit guys are. There's one over there. Let's go ahead and move over here. There we go. I'm trying to dodge those things as best I can, but inevitably they're probably going to get you at least once, so fair warning about that. There's one. I think I was already on this tightrope, but I wasn't jumping super high, so I couldn't see it. Yep, there it is. Go over this one right here. Yep, see, there we go. It's inevitable that it's going to happen at least once. I don't think I've ever played this mission where I did not get hit by one of those at least once. But there is a couple coins down here, so I had to come back anyway, because that coin at the top was number 6, 7 and 8 are down here, so I would have had to come back regardless, and I probably would have run out of water, so... But yeah, don't be surprised if those guys get hit you. It's annoying, yes, but, like... If they hit you, they're not the first person to hit you, and you're not the first person to get hit by them, and you will not be the last. I guarantee you won't be the last. So as for getting back up there, we'll just double jump right here. Grab on the side of this. There we go. You'd think jumping up and down on these would be like a little bit difficult to keep your balance. I'm just holding forward right here. It's actually pretty easy to stay on them. Whoa, where are we going? Stupid wind spirit tried to kill me. But yeah, I'm just holding forward right here. It's nothing incredibly difficult about it. If you honestly think you're not going to make the jump or the transition back on, just use the hover nozzle. That's what it's there for. Let's get up here, because this is a pretty good spot to jump from. The nice thing about using the hover nozzle too is sometimes the wind spirits, if they aim low, because you can squirt them with your nozzle, so quite often they'll just get hit by the hover nozzle just right below you, and then they'll just die like that too. But honestly, it's easier to dodge them than to bother try to kill them, so I would recommend just doing that. Okay, all you have to do is just jump down there afterwards. You can wait for that thing if you wanted to. I'm lazy, and I'm not going to wait for it. So there you go. Shine. So that's pretty much it for World 1. We've got the 100 coin shines still in there, and there are blue coins to be had, but I'm not going to be dealing with those just yet. I am going to go ahead and, well, no, I'm not going to open up the next world yet. We'll get into that in the next episode. It's the same boss we've seen, like, what, 4 other times? It's a little bit tougher because it takes 6 hits instead of 3. Aside from that, it's exactly the same. But we'll deal with that in the next episode. So it took about 40 minutes, so this might be 2 videos. It might be 1. It kind of depends. I think I'll probably do 5 shines per video. And then, you know, I'll just kind of play it by ear at that point. So I'll probably do 5 and 5, since I'm doing 10 for each world. Not counting the 11th one, because the 11th one's 100 coins. So I think we'll probably average about 5 shines per video. That's what it's looking like right now that I finished this first level. But like I said, we'll see that whenever this actually gets into editing. For now, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later.